Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors in the world. He is also known for his financial wisdom and advice. He has a net worth of over $100 billion, but he lives a modest and frugal lifestyle. He believes that money is not the only measure of success, but rather a tool for achieving happiness and fulfillment. In this video, we will explore 12 things that people waste money on, according to Warren Buffett. These are things that can drain your finances and prevent you from achieving your financial goals. By avoiding these things, you can save more money, invest smarter, and live better. Ignoring personal growth. One of the things that people waste money on is ignoring personal growth. Personal growth is the process of improving yourself, your skills, and your knowledge. It is also the best investment you can make, according to Warren Buffett. He once said, "The most important investment you can make is in yourself." He believes that skills and knowledge are assets that can increase your earning potential and help you achieve your goals. People often neglect personal growth because they think they don't have enough time or money to invest in themselves. They also tend to settle for mediocrity and complacency. They don't challenge themselves to learn new things or acquire new skills. However, personal growth doesn't have to be expensive or time-consuming. You can learn from books, podcasts, online courses, mentors, or peers. You can also practice your skills by applying them to real-life situations or projects. You can also set goals and track your progress. By investing in personal growth, you can increase your value, confidence, and happiness. You can also open up new opportunities and possibilities for yourself. Relying on credit cards. Another thing that people waste money on is relying on credit cards. Credit cards are convenient and useful tools for making purchases and building credit history. However, they can also be dangerous traps for people who don't use them wisely. Credit cards charge high interest rates that can accumulate over time and create a huge debt burden. People often use credit cards to buy things they don't need or can't afford. They also tend to pay only the minimum amount each month, which prolongs their debt and increases their interest payments. Warren Buffett advises against using credit cards for unnecessary spending. He once said, "If you buy things you don't need, you will soon sell things you need." He also said, "I've seen more people fail because of liquor and leverage. Leverage being borrowed money." Instead of relying on credit cards, people should use cash or debit cards for their purchases. They should also pay off their credit card balances in full each month or as soon as possible. They should also avoid taking out loans or mortgages that they can't afford or don't understand. Social spending habits. A third thing that people waste money on is social spending habits. Social spending habits are the expenses that people incur when they go out with their friends or family for entertainment or leisure activities. These include things like bars, pubs, restaurants, movies, concerts, etc. Social spending habits can be fun and enjoyable, but they can also be costly and wasteful. People often spend more than they can afford on social activities because they want to impress others or fit in with their peers. They also tend to succumb to peer pressure or social norms that encourage them to spend more. Warren Buffett warns against spending money on things that don't bring lasting happiness or value. He once said, "If you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%. He also said, "It's not necessary to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results." Instead of spending money on social activities that don't add value to their lives, people should look for affordable alternatives that still allow them to have fun and socialize with others. These include things like picnics, potlucks, board games, hiking, etc. Temptation of latest technology. A fourth thing that people waste money on is the temptation of the latest technology. Latest technology refers to the new gadgets and devices that are constantly being released and updated in the market. These include things like smartphones, laptops, tablets, smartwatches, etc. Latest technology can be tempting and appealing because it offers new features, functions, and designs. However, it can also be expensive and unnecessary. People often buy the latest technology because they want to keep up with the trends or show off their status. They also tend to replace their old gadgets with new ones even if they still work fine. Warren Buffett resists the temptation of the latest technology because he prefers functionality over flashiness. He once said, "I don't have a computer at home. I don't have a cell phone. I don't have anything like that." He also said, "I buy expensive suits. They just look cheap on me." Instead of buying the latest technology that they don't need or use, people should stick to the technology that works for them and serves their purposes. They should also take good care of their gadgets and maintain them properly. Prudent approach to clothing. A fifth thing that po people waste money on is clothing. Clothing is an essential and basic need for everyone, but it can also be a source of excessive spending and waste for po people. Po people often buy clothing that is expensive, trendy, or branded, but not durable, comfortable, or practical. Clothing can be a way of expressing one's personality, style, or mood, but it can also be a way of wasting money on things that don't last or matter. Po people often buy clothing that they don't wear or need, or that goes out of fashion quickly. They also tend to buy clothing that doesn't fit them well or suit their occasions. Warren Buffett takes a prudent approach to clothing because he values simplicity and durability over extravagance and vanity. He once said, "I wear clothes until they rot off me." He also said, "I like to wear old clothes. They make me feel comfortable." Instead of buying clothing that is expensive or unnecessary, po people should buy clothing that is affordable and functional. They should also choose classic fabrics and colors over trendy ones, and quality over quantity. Car purchases. A sixth thing that po people waste money on is car purchases. Car purchases are one of the biggest and most common expenses for most people, but they can also be one of the most wasteful and unwise ones for po people. Po people often buy cars that are new, luxurious, or flashy, but not reliable, efficient, or economical. Car purchases can be a way of fulfilling one's dreams, needs, or desires, but they can also be a way of losing money on things that depreciate quickly or cost a lot to maintain. Po people often buy cars that they can't afford or don't need, or that lose their value rapidly. They also tend to buy cars that consume a lot of gas or require frequent repairs. Warren Buffett avoids car purchases that are wasteful or imprudent because he understands the concept of depreciation and opportunity cost. He once said, "A car is a car is a car." He also said, "I only drive about 3,500 miles a year, so I will buy a new car very infrequently." Instead of buying cars that are expensive or unnecessary, po people should buy cars that are pre-owned and well-maintained. They should also choose cars that are fuel-efficient and low-maintenance. Mindful fitness expenditures. A seventh thing that po people waste money on is fitness expenditures. Fitness expenditures are the expenses that po people incur when they try to improve their physical health and well-being. These include things like gym memberships, fitness equipment, supplements, etc. Fitness expenditures can be beneficial and worthwhile if they help po people achieve their fitness goals and improve their quality of life. However, they can also be costly and ineffective if they are not used properly or consistently. Po people often spend money on fitness expenditures that they don't use or need, or that don't deliver results. Warren Buffett supports fitness expenditures that are mindful and reasonable because he cares about his health and longevity. He once said, "I do some exercise every day." He also said, "I eat like a 6-year-old." Instead of spending money on fitness expenditures that are expensive or unnecessary, po people should look for free or low-cost fitness options that still help them stay fit and healthy. These include things like walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, etc. Monitoring subscription services. An eighth thing that po people waste money on is subscription services. Subscription services are the services that po people subscribe to for entertainment or convenience purposes. These include things like streaming platforms, online games, magazines, etc. Subscription services can be enjoyable and useful if they provide po people with value and satisfaction. However, they can also be draining and wasteful if they are not used frequently or effectively. Po people often subscribe to multiple services that they don't watch or enjoy. They also forget to cancel or review their subscriptions regularly. Warren Buffett avoids subscription services that are unnecessary or excessive because he values his time and money. He once said, "I don't watch TV." He also said, "I read a lot." Instead of subscribing to services that are expensive or wasteful, po people should monitor and evaluate their subscriptions regularly. They should also cancel or switch to cheaper or free services that still meet their needs and preferences. Skincare expenses. A ninth thing that po people waste money on is skincare expenses. Skincare expenses are the expenses that po people incur when they try to improve their skin condition and appearance. These include things like creams, lotions, masks, treatments, etc. Skincare expenses can be beneficial and worthwhile if they help po people achieve their skin goals and improve their self-esteem. However, they can also be costly and ineffective if they are not used properly or appropriately. Po people often spend money on skincare expenses that they don't use or need, or that don't work for their skin type or problem. Warren Buffett recommends a simple and effective skincare routine because he believes that less is more. He once said, "I just wash my face with soap." He also said, "I don't use any cosmetics." Instead of spending money on skincare expenses that are expensive or unnecessary, people should follow a simple and effective skincare routine. They should also avoid excessive product usage and choose products that suit their skin type and problem. Budget-friendly socializing. A 10th thing that people waste money on is budget-friendly socializing. Budget-friendly socializing is the act of socializing with others in a way that is mindful of one's budget and financial situation. It involves choosing activities, venues, and partners that are affordable and compatible with one's goals and values. Budget-friendly socializing can be challenging and rewarding if it helps people maintain their social connections and well-being without compromising their financial stability. However, it can also be difficult and stressful if it involves sacrificing one's happiness or quality of life for the sake of saving money. People often struggle with budget-friendly socializing because they feel pressured to spend more than they can afford or to conform to others' expectations or standards. Warren Buffett practices budget-friendly socializing because he balances the importance of social interactions with budget-conscious choices. He once said, "I like to have friends who have a lot of money." He also said, "I don't go out much." Instead of struggling with budget-friendly socializing, people should embrace it as an opportunity to be creative and resourceful. They should also communicate their financial situation and preferences with their friends and family, and suggest activities, venues, and partners that are affordable and enjoyable for everyone. Gambling and financial decisions. An 11th thing that people waste money on is gambling and financial decisions. Gambling and financial decisions are the decisions that people make when they try to increase their wealth or income through risky or uncertain means. These include things like lottery tickets, casinos, etc. Gambling and financial decisions can be exciting and lucrative if they result in short-term gains or windfalls for people. However, they can also be dangerous and disastrous if they result in long-term losses or debts for people. People often make gambling and financial decisions because they hope to get rich quick or to escape their poverty. They also tend to rely on luck or emotions rather than logic or information. Warren Buffett avoids gambling and financial decisions that are risky or uninformed because he understands the concept of probability and risk-reward ratio. He once said, "I never gamble." He also said, "I don't invest in anything I don't understand." Instead of making gambling and financial decisions that are expensive or unwise, people should make informed and responsible financial decisions that are based on facts and analysis. They should also focus on long-term wealth accumulation rather than short-term wealth speculation. Smoking and financial impact. A 12th thing that people waste money on is smoking and its financial impact. Smoking is the habit of inhaling tobacco smoke from cigarettes or other sources. It is a harmful habit that has negative effects on one's health, environment, and finances. Smoking can be addictive and enjoyable for some people who use it as a coping mechanism or a social activity. However, it can also be costly and wasteful for most people who spend a lot of money on buying cigarettes or other tobacco products. Smoking can also reduce one's income potential by affecting one's productivity, performance, or health. Warren Buffett abstains from smoking because he cares about his health and finances. He once said, "I don't smoke." He also said, "I don't drink." Instead of smoking and wasting money on it, people should quit smoking and save money on it. They should also seek help from professionals, friends, or family if they need support or guidance to quit smoking. In conclusion, these are the 12 things that people waste money on, according to Warren Buffett. These are things that can prevent people from achieving their financial goals and improving their financial situation. By avoiding these things, people can save more money, invest smarter, and live better. Warren Buffett is a great example of someone who has achieved financial success and happiness by following his own principles and advice. He once said, "The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging." He also said, "Happiness is not in the money, but in the earning." We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something valuable from it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching and have a great day.